favor, dile que estoy haciendo una cosa.
All right, I'm going to try to hit the live button now. There we go. I think that's all right. Cool. Yep.
I'm just connected in a live thing. So just to let you know. Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right. What's up, Garage Gym Revolution? It's Coach Evan, and I am here with Camilo Jimenez, an incredible coach. He runs a brand called Move Better. He's based out of Utah, and he is so pleasant and kind to be joining us to describe his journey with us in the Garage Gym Revolution, and also talk a little bit about how he grew his following to over 13,000 people on Instagram, and how he's used that organic following to build a successful training business. This is a really exciting opportunity. If you are watching this live with us in the comments, remember our hashtag is always going to be #live. And for this week, if you are interested in learning more from Camilo, from us, about how Camilo's strategies can help you grow your business, I want to see #level up next to that #live in the comments below. If you're watching on the replay, it's #replay and level up as well. So without further ado, let's welcome Camilo Jimenez to the Garage Gym Revolution's very first live Q&A with him. And let's go ahead and get started, Camilo.
Thank you, Coach.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, about your business, where you've been and where you are right now.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be short because, you know, so I'm based in Utah, like you said. I started in a brick and mortar, like most of us, I'm assuming. I had a Pilates studio that I closed before the pandemic. I moved my business online. And it was a little bit of a journey because used to getting, I mean, like all of us getting used to this transition of online situation, establishing everything. It's a completely different, beast with a completely different spectrum of things. I wouldn't say that it's better or worse. You know, there's people who still love the brick and mortar. I personally, my business now is a hybrid, and pretty much I move everything online, where I use some of my followers and some people that I used to train to transition into my hybrid model of training, which is for the people that live in Utah. I train them half personally and half online. And I also have people who live in different cities, which is primarily online. So yeah, that's pretty much how the business goes, you know, technically, with no, you know, not explaining too much about it, but I'm happy to explain more.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. And what's really cool is your training business. You do a lot of live stuff. You really still engage your clients in person. You still give the corrective stuff, even though your business is online. You technically have a fully fledged studio based upon your movement practices out of your home, which I think is what brought you into the Garage Gym Revolution. Is having that understanding of like, okay, I've got this space that's set up. It's not just sitting in front of a computer. Like you're doing the work, right, with your clients, which is really cool. So it's the hybrid model. You really have like the truest hybrid model I've seen, where you're still giving that one-on-one instruction, like, and able to provide a hands-on experience online. So that's really, really awesome. And I know that prior to joining, I actually remember our first couple conversations during our initial strategy sessions pretty well. You had been in other coaching programs, which we won't mention the names of, but I would like to know. I'll give the audience a little bit of insight as to how I roped you into the program in a little bit. But I would like to know a little bit about your history before joining the program and the kind of experiences you had in other coaching programs as well. So give me a little bit about where you were in your business, and also what you had tried that may or may not have worked for you in the past.
Yes, definitely. So I am, trying to there's a lot, like many people that probably are hearing us right now, they know that there's a lot out there. And I joined a group that was very expensive. It has a lot of good information, but where I was at the moment, I think it needed a lot. I need a little bit more of guidance, and I did it because also I was in a point on my business that I knew I needed to grow. I didn't know how to grow, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew what I like, technically what we know, but I needed just so much clarity that's what the reason I did it. I learned many things that I still apply until this day, but it wasn't really what I was expecting, because what I said, I wasn't in that place where the program could provide me what I really needed at the moment. I think it was a little, like, several steps above me, like, if we can put that word, kind of. And that's the reason why I found you, and more than happy that I found you, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. For anybody that's watching, again, if you're just tuning in live, remember, shout out to Camilo for being here to provide you with this insight. Hashtag level up in the comments, hashtag live if you're here live, hashtag replay as well if you're watching the replay. And I'm going to give the audience a little bit of insight as to our first couple of conversations. Initially, Camilo was just exiting a different coaching program. And what's interesting as a business coach is I recognize the struggles that we as personal trainers feel when somebody has a less than stellar experience with a different personal trainer, right? Like, I hired this guy to help me lose 20 pounds and he showed up late all the time. He'd miss sessions, or I didn't get the results, even worse, had to lose the gym, whatever reasons it was. So talking to you initially, I could definitely sense that hesitation. And you initially didn't sign up from our first call. It was only after I was like, hey man, I'm going to make you a killer offer. And given your audience, given your skills, I know that you can be successful. And I'm going to let you try this for a month at no cost. And if you don't see results, you don't have to pay for it. And you ended up continuing for, I mean, I think it's been 4 or 5 months now since that time. Mm-hmm. So I know that offer was awesome, but something obviously had to work. So given the initial, like, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to support you offer, but also the idea of continuing after that, why do you think you chose to join and continue with the program?
That's an excellent question. In all honesty, when after you spend, like, I spent quite some, like, I spent over 10 grand on coaching, and you start developing also the capacity to know who is legit, who has the knowledge, who has done the work, and who can actually transmit that. So honestly, that was it. Like, I talked to you and you hit me with pretty good things, and I was like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. And after I joined, it was your dedication, to be honest, to your real dedication as a true coach and as a true teacher. I mean, most of us are teachers, and we feel like more secure in that environment. When we have someone that is actually holding us and teaching us, with the strength and with the support, but but also teaching us, and that's what actually kept me and buy me into the program.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for that. So I want to get a little bit into the growth, just from a personal perspective, how you went from, 0 to 13,000 followers, what you did. And part of that is also something that I recognize, and you use the word teacher. And in yesterday's live Q&A with Coach Gunther, I mentioned how important the language that we use is to attract the right people into our world. Right. And the thing that resonated with you is that, I do like to teach, not just coach. I like to provide the info, but also make sure that it's being digested. I know that that's part of your brand as well, because everywhere across the board, if you check out anybody who's watching this, if you check out Camilo's Facebook page, his Instagram profile, his website, not only is it super polished, but the messaging is really, really clear. It's not just about fitness. It's about your growth as a human being. And that has most likely been the thing that has attracted so many people into your world. So can you tell us a little bit about your growth and your understanding of social media that has helped you get to where you are today?
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's been. I mean, honestly, let's just start from the very beginning. Is work. So yeah. You guys are listening to this. There's work that you have to put on. Nothing comes for free. Don't think that because you post once or twice or for a week or for a month, actually that's it's a lot of work. So right from the beginning, the thing is that with my Pilates practice and with the tools that I had, honestly, the way I did is I allocated one day without missing one single effing day to shoot the videos, create the content, and then establish that for like several weeks in advance. At the very beginning, you think that you are talking to like the ghost and no one is responding. And then all of a sudden people, it starts continuing with you, it starts connecting. Now it's a little more tricky, as you guys know, with Instagram. It's not the same as years before. The algorithm has changed tremendously. But I still think that there's potential for growth. Clearing the message was something that it actually took me forever, and until this present day, I still don't feel content enough, because I like to ask more about myself. But it's honestly it's just work and getting. If there's something different that you do, whatever it is, I don't know what it is that you do different. The people that are listening, if you can explode that extra differentiator, then you might be into something. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, that's great. And for anybody that's watching right now or during the replay, you guys have to listen to the words that he just told you, because he gave you some very, very solid coaching advice for your own businesses, which is, it takes work. It doesn't happen overnight. And Camilo is a constant learner of his own craft, a constant questioner of his own values. And that kind of questioning is what makes Camilo such a good coach. And what's cool is, Camilo, you do a lot of posture rehabilitation. Your practice is a lot of dance, a lot of Pilates, some yogic movement, along with body weight strength training and cardio. Like, you have this really well-rounded practice that's super unique, where a lot of us fit pros, myself included, tend to be pigeonholed into, all right, how do I get as many weight loss clients as possible? Or if I'm a strength trainer, like, how do I get as many strength training clients as possible? So the fact that you found your niche in your messaging and just in your practice is really what has set you apart. But you never stopped learning, and you never stopped attempting to be better, which is what makes you such a valuable asset to our community and also to your audience. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for you. Anybody watching, if you're grateful for Camilo and that little bit of insight, remember hashtag level up, hashtag live if you're watching right now,
Level up,
hashtag replay if
everybody.
you're catching the replay. Yeah. So I got a couple more questions for you, Camilo. Is there anything about the Garage Gym Revolution, now that you've been with us for a couple months, that stands out to you relative to either other coaching programs or relative to just like what you might not have expected when starting to work with me?
It's really difficult to put it in just one single word. But I will say that number one, you're creating a very cool community. You have put a lot of work into your program, a lot of work, everybody. I'm not telling you guys this because I'm here present. It's because it's true. You know, he has put like honestly the work. And if any that is listening right now and is trying to grow your business, you have to remember one thing is that all of you are going to get to one point to you either grow or stay, and that's everybody's choice, right? I chose to grow, and I'm gonna continue like that, and I know that requires money and requires time and it requires dedication. If you're happy where you are, fine. But if you know that you have a room for that, yeah, this is the place to be honest, and that's what, because you are always pushing for that extra mile. I'm happy giving that extra mile. Sometimes I don't give it, and I wanna continue giving it, but I think the community that you're creating is allowing us to give that extra mile with tools that are easy to do, simple to handle, and you just have to put the work and see what happens.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Anytime I hear kind words, I know I'm asking for them, but anytime I do, I always get an immense feeling of gratitude for the people that I serve. And that comes from like a strong coach yourselves watching this. Stacy, thanks for the hashtag. I need to reach out to you. You've been here 3 days in a row. Appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, anybody who's watching now, go ahead and type them in the comments below as well. Camilo's an open book, and I really mean that for Camilo, because we met randomly on the internet.
Super randomly.
He had no reason to trust me. We are not personally related. And I don't know if there's been another person that has entered our program with more hesitation than what you had. So the fact that he's saying these things goes to show not just the leap that Camilo was willing to take, but also like the understanding of who he is a coach and what he expects from somebody who he's going to hire. And I want you guys to think of that as well for your own business. Is what are the expectations your clients are setting, and how are you living up and exceeding those expectations? Because if you do that, you're going to be doing interviews like I am 5 days in a row with clients who love you, and your business is going to be grown exponential just by over delivering and, you know, matching your messaging with your mission, vision, and values. So I got a follow-up question to that is, how has your life changed since joining us? And where do you think you would be right now had you not joined us?
Another big question, actually. And it's funny that you asked me that because, just between you and I and the people that are listening. So my girlfriend is my CEO. She works for a important firm, a marketing firm. You know, I actually cannot hire her. That's how expensive she is. But, you know, when she has time, you know, she like comes to me on the side, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the other day is like, do you know how much have you grown your business in the last couple of months? And I'm pretty good, you know, keeping my numbers and all that. And she's like, you understand like the jump that you did from last summer to this summer with all of the implementation that you have done so far. And it's like, honestly, if I wouldn't join, perfectly honest, because I like to be honest with, you know, with the people that are also watching, I probably would have figured out. I don't know if it was going to be at this rate and feeling so comfortable working with someone, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't spend another several thousands of dollars trying to figure it out. I knew I needed to do it. I knew that I needed to grow my business. After that first initial program that I joined, I left with a lot of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I was still recovering from the investment because it was a pretty big one. And I found you, and I had some money left, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it because I need to continue. And I don't know, I trust my God. I trust what you told me. And I probably, I know that I wouldn't have the growth that I had in the last, in these 5 months that I had.
That's awesome. And it's awesome because we as coaches, fit pros, we need to think about that relative to our clients as well. Like, we don't reinvent the wheel for fitness, right? A squat is a squat, a push-up is a push-up, a pull-up is a pull-up, right? Clients are going to figure that out. But the efficacy and efficiency that you provide your clients, that's life-changing. And so that is where the true value lies for those of you who are thinking of hiring a coach, or for those of you who are struggling with your sales process. Like, you have to recognize the value that you provide to your audience, which is, yes, people are going to figure it out. There's no secret sauce. There's no magic pill. The question is, are your clients going to stay dedicated, right, in order to actually figure it out? Or are they going to end up floundering, giving up, and going backwards? In business, it's a lot harder because our options are limited. In fitness, it's a little bit easier, but this kind of value that you provide by recognizing, hey, what I provide is a straight path to somebody's results, is really where the magic lies. There's no secrets to the Garage Gym Revolution. I told you when you signed up, I was like, hey, you probably have gone through a lot of the stuff that I've gone through, because I've spent over 100K on coaches myself. And, I've learned from the best. I've taken like the best stuff and modified it for our audience. And I've also learned from not so great people and known exactly what not to do, right? The same way that all of you as fit pros and coaches have for your own fitness businesses. Like, recognize that important element for your clients' growth, right? And take that and start to run with that. I got one more question for you, but as always, as we're on day 3 of 5 of our live Q&A series, I'm going to take a quick commercial break and let people know the offer that I made you is the exact same offer that anybody who's watching this right now, live or on the replay, can get. And so what that is right now, the Garage Gym Revolution is a 16-week program, and we're giving 30 days, 4 extra weeks at no extra cost. It's free to get started. It is a free opportunity for you to grow your business, and it's a results-based guarantee. If you do not see a return on your investment with us, you do not pay for it. This is the best guarantee you can find, and you'll know within 30 days whether or not you've made the right decision. So it is a truly risk-free offer, the same risk-free offer I gave to Camilo. And if you're like Camilo, you're probably going to be in his seat in about 6 months doing the exact same thing that he is. So all you have to lose is an opportunity to grow at a faster rate than you probably will figure out on your own. But again, speed is king, and growth is the fact of that your business needs. Otherwise, you are stagnating or dying. So let's end that commercial break right there. If you are interested, it's #level up in the comments below. I will send you a message at the end of the week. We've already had a lot of people comment and a lot of inquiries, so you're gonna have to give me some time to follow up with everybody. But I got one more question for you, Camilo, and that is a follow-up to that. If there is anyone that's watching that might be on the fence with just booking a strategy session to talk to me or somebody on our team, what would you say to them?
There's nothing that you're gonna lose. You're not compromising yourself for saying yes into a strategy call. You're not gonna lose anything, and you might learn something. So if you're on the fence, there's no reason why to be. Evan doesn't bite. At least not in the morning. So I don't know that. But there's no reason why to say no. And before that, before we finish, you said something that is very important that I want people to remember is you also you did it with me, and you still continue doing it with the people the people of the group that I see. It is empowering to know. It's not like, oh yeah, you can do it. No. It's recognize your value and put an amount to that to that value, to put a real amount to that value. And I think we all in the fitness industry, because we are teachers and coaches and coaches, and we have a hard time putting like a value to what we do. And what we do is extremely important, because we change lives. And until we actually connect with that concept in here, is like, oh, okay, that might cost. So, you know, so I just wanted to say something about it, because when you mention it, it's like that's something that I still see that you do it so much, and that's beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Camilo. Really appreciate you being here. Sonny, I see that you dropped that hashtag live. For anybody who's watching us live right now, if you have any questions for Camilo, by the time I finish rambling, we're going to shut this down. So go ahead and drop any questions you might have. Camilo, with your permission, I'm also going to drop your tag in the comments below. So anybody who catches this replay can just send you a message on Facebook, ask you about your experience, ask about your growth on Instagram, how you've converted your followers into clients and all that stuff. But if there are no questions for Camilo, we're going to let him go. He's a little bit further out in the time zone than I am, so I'm sure he has to catch up on some sleep so he can serve at a high level tomorrow. Hang back for me for about 30 seconds, Camilo. Everybody who watched this live or on the replay, remember hashtag live, hashtag level up for Camilo, hashtag replay if you're watching the follow-up. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow for another live Q&A with a completely different perspective. And they are all fantastic. And I hope you guys are getting a lot of value out of these hours, these evenings. So without further ado, let's go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for being here so much. Camilo, thank you again. Hang back and I will chat with you later. Adios. All right, that live video has ended. The live stream is good. The recording has